Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Welcome back, day after Christmas, 12/26/2017, counting the days down to 2018. It has been an odd year, right? 2017, odd year. So we're looking forward to 2018, an even year where we will get even. You shouldn't get even, so let's not say that. So we're counting down to 2018. Welcome back. Had a little time off, Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Hope you enjoyed your time off. A lot of you are traveling back. A lot of you have the day off today, traveling back from wherever Christmas you ended up in Florida, or wherever you ended up in the Northeast, or snow in the snow. Some of you are traveling back today, a busy travel day, so I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. I want to say good morning to our friends in Nebraska. Thank you for your kind email out there. We have viewers out in Nebraska. I want to say thank you this morning, and hello to our friends out in Nebraska. So here's what I want to do this week. Let's tell people how to get in touch with the show. 706-889-9700. That's how you get in touch with this show. You can always send the show emails, chief@fetchernews.com, chief@fetchernews.com. Good morning from the office. And follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews, @FYNTV. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetcher News. And that way, anytime we're broadcasting live, or we upload a video, you'll get a notification on that. Here's what I want to do this week is I want to try, and I came in early. I said yesterday, what do I want to do this week? Because a lot of the big show hosts will probably be off this week. You'll probably be listening to the fill-in host. So I'm going to act like the fill-in host this week, right? Some of the big networks have all their B and C staff in, but not here on Good Morning from the Office. We have the A team going. Sam is with us. Rose is with us this morning. So what do we want to do? I want to I was thinking all weekend long, what about this week going into 2018? So I'm going to try to do everything. We're going to report the news because the president's back to work. He said, hey, your time's up. You got your Christmas. It's time to go back to work. We'll look at the president's tweets here in a minute. I want to stay as positive as we can this week. Now, if you're watching the live from Moscow MSNBC report, they're over there. I turned it on just for some background noise. I said, what will the left do? Okay, what will the left do this morning? Now, if this was Barack Obama's week before 2010, the week before 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 14, there would be on the left, CNN, MSNBC, all of the left-leaning media, Good Morning America would be doing an outstanding job this week highlighting and promoting the president's success in the year. Okay, all of the president's success in the year. MSNBC, okay, opened up at 6 a.m. with the Russia hour, as usual. Joe and Minka are off, so they left it to a couple hosts there to do the Russia hour. And then as I was listening in the background, they were doing Trump's biggest falsehoods of the year. So that's the kind of stuff you can get prepared for this week on all the other networks except here. Trump's biggest falsehoods of the year is what they were talking about this morning. And I thought, you know what? They just don't get it. And they're not going to. The media, quit watching the other networks wondering if they will ever get it. You got to understand, they are part of the plan. Yes, the overall plan. Okay, they think I've lost my mind when I come to you and say the media, okay, the FBI, the Department of Justice, the Clintons, the Obamas, Loretta Lynch, Department of Justice, they think that I've lost my mind to tell you that they all in it together, and the media is part of the plan, and they are. So don't look for the positive side. Don't look for them to change. Don't look for when will Don Lemon, when will Joe Scarborough, when will Minka Brzezinski, when will these people, Chrissy Hayes, when will these people on these networks catch on? They will not. They live in a circle, okay? Remember, we used to say years ago, getting outside the Beltway. Once you get outside the Beltway, okay? Years ago, if you've been following politics for a long time, we would always talk about getting outside the Beltway, okay? With the exception of New York City, because it's an island out there, you still have to get out of the city. But most of your major cities have a Beltway around them. And a lot of people say, once you get out of the Beltway. Well, the number one Beltway they talk about is Washington, D.C. These people never get out of their circle, okay? They don't, okay? They work with like-minded people, meaning the left. They eat lunch with the left. They go home and drink their wine with the people from the left. They go to weekend parties with the left. They go to the yacht club with the left. They never leave that circle. They get amazed when they go into Middle America and they go into one of the diners, when Joe and Minka go into Middle America and they go into a diner and they actually come up against people that support the president or do not have their view, and they go home and they strike it up till they just ran into some people that don't have it all together. And they go to the weekend parties and laugh about you and I in Middle America. But anyhow, we're not going to get stuck on that. Don't wait for them to catch on, all right? 2018, I wanted to say something before we open too far into the show. 2018 that we're coming up against. It's your year. 2018 is your year. Now, 2017 obviously set everything up for 18, your year, and we're going to talk about that. But what is your favorite Christmas movie? I want to know, which one is your favorite Christmas? There's so many. I'm not understanding TBS with the 24-hour Christmas Story running at 24 hours. I'm not understanding. I like the Christmas Story. You know, I like the Triple Dog Dare. I like the You Shoot Your Eye Out, Ralphie. I like the whole thing, but about 12 hours could do. You know, I'm not understanding the 24 hours on TBS. You know, you could throw some other Christmas movies in there. How about It's a Wonderful Life? Do you like It's a Wonderful Life, George Bailey? Do you like that? You know, there's the new classics. I call Elf a new classic, okay? I like Elf, all right? I like Christmas with the Cranks. I like the Santa Claus movies, okay? The Santa Claus movies are okay with Tim Allen. Well, actually, Christmas with the Cranks. Tim Allen's in that. I like the Santa Claus movies. I like Santa Claus 2. It's okay, you know. I like Elf. I like A Christmas Story. But 24 hours of it, I don't know. What is your favorite Christmas movie? Which one is your favorite? And don't tell me the 69 Hallmark movies, okay? I'm happy for you. If you like the Hallmark Christmas series where they make 800 movies within 10 days with all the same actors, and they just change the lights on the Christmas tree, and they have a new boyfriend coming home to meet the mom and the dad, I'm happy for you, okay? But not really. I like the Elf. I like Jack Frost. I like that movie. But here's a couple movies we watched this weekend. And we went in the Wayback Machine because we haven't watched this in a long time. And this was a Christmas movie. This Home Alone came out at Christmas. You know, I'm talking about traditional Christmas movies. Home Alone came out at Christmas. I remember that one. But Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd and I forget the lady's name in there. The Dukes made the dollar bet. That's a pretty good one. We watched that one. Just to have that to do. And then there's a little show called Psych. And I don't know if you've ever watched Psych. Psych had a movie come out. These two guys, they're really funny. Okay, we watched that movie. But I really enjoyed Christmas Eve. We sit and watched It's a Wonderful Life. And I like George Bailey. And, you stop and think, that gives you that stop and think moment of how thankful you should be of all the things you do have, and not complain about things when you're down and out, not complain about how bad things are. And so that's what the 2017 the media has done all year long about our President of the United States. So it is a wonderful life. We have 2018 to look forward. What happened to the war on Christmas? That's another thing I want to bring up. Our President of the United States, okay, Merry Christmas, all right? What happened to the war on Christmas? People did not pay attention to that war. That was a war did we win that war? Did retailers realize? See, the media doesn't realize, but it's not that they don't realize. They're part of going a different direction. They're part of a plan. But retailers, they realize. And they realized this year that consumer confidence, put that up, consumer confidence, I think you sent a picture, is at an all-time high. Retailers, consumer confidence is at an all-time high. Retailers did not participate in the war on Christmas. They did not come out and participate. They were much more interested, all right? This retailers, and we've said this, they're not paying attention. Americans are not paying attention to the phony polls. Now, you may get upset and say, okay, you're going to start, and one of the phrases that the most irritating phrases of the year to some people is fake news, okay? The polls are not accurate. They're not accurate. When you hear that President Trump has a 33% approval rating or 36% approval rating, here's the approval rating that they won't talk about is consumer confidence. Retailers feel shoppers' Christmas cheer. Americans of all income levels, this is from the Wall Street Journal, feeling flush, boosted their holiday spending, okay? Up. Retailers are enjoying, this came out December 25th at 6:33 p.m. Retailers are enjoying some extra Christmas cheer, fueled by high consumer confidence in a robust job market. U.S. retail sales in holiday period rose at their best since 2011, okay? According to MasterCard Spending Pulse, which tracks both online and in-store spending. Sales including automobiles rose 4.9% from November, okay, through Christmas Eve, compared to a 3.7% gain the same period last year. Now, wait a minute, folks. Here's the thing on consumer confidence. Sales, including automobiles, rose 4.9% from November 1st through Christmas Eve, compared with a 3.7%, over a 1.2% gain in a year, according to MasterCard, okay, which tracks all forms of payment. E-commerce continued, okay, included. You see, it starts with a bang in a week leading up to Black Friday. Up, okay. Overall this year, the big win for retailers. The new, everything's up. The consumer confidence is up. People feel good about next year, all right? They feel good that they're going to have a job. Obviously, the campaign the media made, when you watch, folks, when you watch that the tax plan, and that the tax plan, you have a picture of the president signing the tax plan. Put that up if you could, Sam. It's kind of a little all over the place. But there's the president of the United States keeping a promise, signing the tax plan. Leave that up there for a minute. When you watch the media tell you that the Tax Reform Jobs Act, okay, that also opened drilling in Anwar, all right, ended the Obamacare mandate, which we'll talk about that later. Now they are forced. They are forced to do something. They have to do something. Something has to happen now with Obamacare. All right? But when you watch the media, and the media says only 16% of the nation approved the tax plan, all right? 80% are against the tax plan. You know, all these numbers that are so high that Americans oppose the tax plan. They did not oppose it while shopping. Somehow they feel at the store that things may be better in 2018. Somehow they feel that things may be okay, as dismal as, you know, every day. Well, the president would, do you wish the president would stop tweeting? Yeah, I wish he'd stop tweeting. Let me get back in line because I'm buying all of this merchandise. All right? I'm telling you now, Americans are not answering the poll questions. Americans are not paying attention to Russia. Well, what do you call the people on the left coast? I don't know what to call them anymore. I do not know what to call people in California and New York and New Jersey and Connecticut and Rhode Island. I don't know what to call them. But Americans are not paying attention to the Russian collusion made-up story by Adam Schiff and Warner over on the Democrat side. They're not believing that. They're not believing Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer when they're talking about DACA and sending back these poor kids, ripping kids from their families. They're not believing any of that this year. They're really not. They're not in on that. The Democrats are a bigger mess than they want to let on because they could not convince you last year. If things are as bad as they wanted you to believe, you would not have done what you did in consumer confidence this holiday season with your shopping. Now watch this week. It won't slow down. Watch the reports by the end of this week how consumer spending is up. It's going to be the highest in years post-Christmas shopping. Okay? Now, and another thing is that you're going to see a story. I'm just guessing, okay? We don't have at this show. We're a small little network here. We don't have the senators, and we don't have the economists, and we don't have all the congressmen that call us and tip us off about what's happening next. We don't have that. Some of the big shows, they get some lead information that we can only, I don't want to call it guess at here. We can just follow what's going on in America and try to give you the best of what we feel is happening. Watch and see a couple things I predict this week. A couple things I predict this week you will not see. You will see a couple articles that say retailers do not slash prices like they did in recent years. Okay, so today, on December 26th, the retailers have done so well this year, okay, in sales for the holiday, okay? They have done so well. You're not going to see the big slash sales this week, okay? You'll see sales. You'll say, well, there's a sale here, and this one's having a big sale. Yes, but there will not be the prices slashed like there has been in the years right after Christmas, okay? And it will not, and it'll be the biggest after Christmas shopping. You'll watch those articles. Consumer confidence is not following the tweets. We're going to talk about that. 2018, this is your year. And I want to talk this week every day. We missed the war on Christmas. I'm serious as could be. We missed that war on Christmas, okay? Where was it? Didn't happen. Now you're going to say, well, you're not in this town and you're not in that town. In our local paper here or our local news network here, we had a store that wouldn't say Merry Christmas to people as they were shopping. Folks, the president led the way. Let's just call him Donald Rudolph Trump, right? Let's go with that. I mean, all right. I mean, what else would you do? Sam, I think I'm going to tell you what the name of it is here. We have a tweet. Okay. Let's do the tweet. Merry Christmas. Trump on Merry Christmas. Okay. That's what it says. I got a lot of tweets here. It's no longer Festivus. We're not going to do grievances, airing of the grievances. Mine has not come up yet. Can you read that for me, Sam? Because my pictures haven't come up for the day yet that I'm trying to get up. Can you read that?
People are proud to be saying Merry Christmas again. I am proud to have led the change against the assault of our cherished and beautiful phrase, Merry Christmas.
Donald Rudolph Trump, right there. Rudolph, with your hair so bright. Donald, won't you lead the way in saying Merry Christmas? And I'm making a little fun there, but the President of the United States, he said Merry Christmas at every turn. He did everything he could to bring Christmas back to the American people. Let's look at another one here. It's time to get back to work. This is the President of the United States, okay? It's time to get back to work. Put that one up. I think, what do I have here? What do I call it? Back to work, right? Pretty simple. That's the one I call back to work. I hope everyone is having a great Christmas. Then tomorrow it's back to work in order to make America great again, which is happening faster than anyone anticipated. So the media cannot show you pictures of the president waterboarding. Could you see like Obama? Okay, Obama with his sunglasses on, waterboarding out there in Hawaii. We do not have the pictures of Obama going to get an ice cream with the children. We don't have that. We don't have any of those great pictures that the media said you wanted to see. The president said, folks, I said Merry Christmas. We had a Christmas tree. We had Christmas dinner. We did everything we're supposed to do. Now get back to work, okay? That's what I love about this guy. I hope everyone is having a great Christmas. Then tomorrow, it's back to work in order to make America great again, which is happening faster than anticipated. So it's back to work. And before we take our break, let me show you the Trump and Melania making calls to kids. NORAD, the storm tracker, the Santa tracker. NORAD puts up a Santa tracker every Christmas Eve. There is the President of the United States and Melania Trump, the First Lady, making phone calls to children, asking them what they want for Christmas, saying Santa's on the way. Trump saying, just sit still there, okay? Just sit still. Could you hear Trump talking to the kids? Look, what do you want? Okay, all right. Did you work? Are you sure? You sure you got a job? I don't care if you are 12. What did you do this year? You wash any dishes? Vacuum? What can I be on the list to tell Santa? Okay, all right, you're going to get that. Just speak. Take your time, kid. Take your time. He's on his way. I'm looking at him now. He's on his way. Kid, relax, okay? Put the cookies, the milks out, and, get your little PJs there, your little cowboy and Indian PJs, and go to bed. I'm on my way. Can you hear Trump calling the kids? I love the thought. I mean, they do. You can actually hear him. You can watch the video of the Trump calling the kids. Hey, kid, okay, you got a job? Because if you want Santa to come to town, all right, I love that. But anyway, there's President of the United States, Donald Trump, and Melania, First Lady, calling kids. And here's the picture. Oh, my gosh, it's taking the internet by storm. This is your First Lady, Melania Trump, saying Merry Christmas. Wow. Well, Melania saying Merry Christmas on Twitter. How many of you checked that out? Okay, who's in and who's out? Who left the White House last year? Who is in this year? What is coming up in 2018? Remember the White House in chaos, 7 days a week. What happened to those reports? I'm your host, VKP. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Let's talk about the tax bill, who's in, who's out, and what's up for 2018. I want to know what your favorite Christmas movie is. What are you doing all week long? Tell us what you're doing all week long. And what's up for New Year's this year? Is it a different kind of celebration? I remember New Year's Eve last year. It was a great celebration because we were anticipating a new president. Remember that great celebration last year, ringing in 2017, and you were at, I don't know what party you attended, but I attended a party where, like, you know, the night was all about there's a new president. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back right after these messages. Good morning from the office. Taking this break, Sam.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Better days ahead. 'Tis the season of huge year-end discounts at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Every 2017 and 2018 Chevy is discounted deep right now. Like $5,000 off Equinox LT from $26,750, or a whopping $10,000 off new Silverado Crew Cabs from $33,695. Unwrap huge holiday savings on every Chevy at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where we make the holidays bright.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
Good morning, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We are back. Donald Trump. I was thinking about calling you, Sam, and saying, and I know Sam and Rose are over there like, really? I was thinking about calling them and say, let's plug in a rerun, take another day. But then the president tweeted out and said, get your ass back to work. I said, hey, can't. President says time to get back to work. I mean, I understand if you have the day off or week off, that's great. I mean, if your company is closed, a lot of companies, my nephew, the entire company closes, so everybody is closed down and off. I understand that. But, President made me all nervous. I thought about, and then he said, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Now get your ass back to work. That's my kind of president. Get your ass back. Could you see?
I'm not sure he said it quite like that.
Yes, he did. If you read the text.
No,
I'm going to
read the tweet again.
Oh. See, here it is. But see, here's the thing. I'm going to have to translate. I hope everyone is having a great Christmas. Then tomorrow it's back to work in order to make America great again, which is happening faster than anyone anticipated. Yeah, but see, the underlying meaning is get your ass back to work. That's exactly, I know Trump. I mean, could you see coming in the office every day, Trump, he tells you what to do. Now he says, your parting comment is now get your ass back to work. Okay, anyhow, just having a little fun. We're talking Christmas movies. I'm hearing Elf. I'm hearing the Harry Potter through Christmas. I'm hearing all the Santas with Tim Allen, which I do like the Santas with Tim Allen. And then I'm hearing how many went, and I know a show of hands in the studio. I already have this down. I don't know about the second one, but how many of you went to see Star Wars? I know it. I mean, she didn't even wait. She didn't even wait for me to finish because I already knew Sam went to see. Did you like it, Sam? I mean, I want to straight.
Oh yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so you think it's as good, or you're happy with it compared to the last, and
yeah, it continues the story, but yeah, it was good. I liked it.
All right. So anyhow, many of you stood in line for Star Wars. I would like to go this afternoon or tomorrow or one day this week while it's quiet out there. I would like to see The Darkest Hour. I hear Winston Churchill, the actor that plays Winston Churchill, nails it. I forget the name. There's a lot of great reviews on The Darkest Hour. And I also understand, I'm reading through social media, so I don't know. It may be the Russians telling me this. I got to be careful. I'm going through news feeds on Facebook, so it may be the Russians. But I understand through several people there's like a warning for Churchill's secondhand smoke. A secondhand smoke warning. That's my understanding. Okay. President of the United States kept a promise. All right? Kept a promise, all right? And, the other day somebody calls me. So I would love to work, let's see, how do I put this and not sound like I want to be a part of the left-wing media, but I'd love to work in the media group. Like, there's camera people that go in there that they don't exactly share, I promise, 100% the view of the wacko that's asking the question, okay? Because you have these little geek suit and tie guys and girls, okay? Girls don't have a suit and tie, or ladies, whatever. And I have been to these press conferences, not with the president, and they run in and they have the camera person, okay? And I'm not going to get into how they treat their cameraman or camera lady that's behind them, that's with them carrying the camera. But how would you like to be one of these people that gets to go in a room with the President of the United States and be on this media group that he looks at and calls fake news over and over? That being said, somebody called me. The Senate passes the tax bill. They have the big thing at the White House, right? And the tax reform and jobs bill, right? Senate passes that. It's done. They had the big thing. And there was a lot of discussion coming out that the president was going to do it under great fanfare. Okay? Great fanfare. 2 weeks later, he was going to wait till he came back from Mar-a-Lago. He was going to have this big thing after the first of the year to sign the tax bill. So this guy calls me up and he says, this is exactly what he says. Damn it, I don't want to hear all the fanfare. Sign the damn bill. Sign the damn bill now. He promised, just sign it. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to start Tuesday out right after Christmas with bad words. But sign the damn bill now. Just sign the damn thing. All this stuff of fanfare. Why does he always want these big, elaborate, big, elaborate events? you know, sign the damn thing. So that's what he did. Let's go to the video of the tax bill signing.
I watched the news this morning and they were all saying, will he keep his promise? Will he sign it by Christmas? You are one. So I'll sign this today rather than having a very big formal ceremony in 2 weeks when we were going to do it, because I didn't want you folks to say that I wasn't keeping my promise. I am keeping my promise. I'm signing it before Christmas. I said that the bill would be on my desk before Christmas, and you are holding me literally to that. So we did a rush job today. It's not fancy, but it's the Oval Office. It's the great Oval Office. So we won't do the whole thing, but this is basically what it is. That's your bill. I think I'm probably going to hand some of them to the press. Does the media, would any of the media like any of, oh, look at these camera guys. But I think we'll do that. So we have them. Many of you have worked very hard. Many of you have worked very, very fairly, and we really appreciate that. So here you go, folks. You want the box with it or not, huh?
Folks, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not apologizing for this. You just get tired of it. I am not head in the sand Trump supporter, but I support the guy. I just love the way he carries himself. I love the way he presents himself. I love the way he has the nerve. He knows, the camera guys, he knows some media in the group. He wants that pens to the press. I think what happens when the president of the United States signs, okay, a historic legislation, okay, there's special pens. There's special pens, right? And they hand out the special pens to usually senators that were part of crafting the bill, congressmen. If the bill is a gun bill like Obama and all of them love, they get 3 or 4 victims. They if it's a bill, if the liberals have a bill they're signing, they get their victims in the room. The people that are victim of these heinous crimes or victims of not getting the proper sharing from billionaires' money or whatever it may be. Okay. When they signed Dodd-Frank, I think they brought all these mortgage people that lost their homes. No, just joking. But anyhow, the President of the United States has the pen, all right? Put him up signing the tax bill again. He has the pens, and he says, okay, to the press, you guys want a pen? Who wants a pen? And I told you, he said, look at these camera guys. Because what happens is you have the press in the front, okay? You have, I don't know who's in the front, ready to ask questions. Because this thing lasted 19 minutes, really. They're ready to ask questions. But you have the camera guys, right? And ladies, they're back there. They're not 100% all of them with this little geek that's asking the questions, all right? Mr. President, average working people in America may save up to $600 to $700, okay, this year on their taxes. But there's millionaires that will save, or billionaires that will save $20 million. How do you see that to be fair? Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. The person, okay, the person that's looking at $700 in savings and taxes this year, there's a lot happening, all right? There's an equal amount of satisfaction, whether you believe it or not, because that person going to save $700, man and wife's looking at each other and say, hey, let's go make that purchase. Let's go make the purchase we've been planning on. Let's go ahead and buy this. All right, so if we save $700 a year over the next 4 years, we could spend that couple $1,000 and take out a loan and have our tax savings pay for it and redo the kitchen cabinets. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But pens to the press. Look at the camera guys. He kept his promise, okay? He didn't want you upset. You know who you are out there. You called me last week all bent out of shape. That's the one thing that people that know me, they see me get bent out of shape. And they do. Sam sees me get bent out of shape. Rose sees it. People that know me, they could tell you that things happen. I get all bent out of shape. All right. But what's the one thing I never get bent? Never. I say never. That's a big word, but I'll go with never. What's the one thing that you never see me get bent out of shape on, and you tell me to? I tell you all the time, relax. As President of the United States, I don't get bent out of shape. I knew Donald would sign that. I just knew last week he's not leaving. He promised the American people. It's these little things that he keeps that says to me that, you know what, he told you he don't want you all bent out of shape. He told you if it got to his desk, he would sign it before Christmas. It was going to be a Christmas present. So, all right, you know what, I'm not going to have the big deal. I'll get a Big Mac and a Coke. Put the Big Mac in a Coke. He said, look, I'm going to grab a Big Mac and a Coke. This is probably what CNN's reporting this morning, okay? President ate Big Mac and drank Diet Cokes over the Christmas holiday, all right? So he's probably got, I didn't send you that picture. I don't think I sent you that picture. I had a picture. I was looking at it this morning. All right, so President probably said, hey, I'm going to sign this tax bill, get a Big Mac and a Coke, head down to Mar-a-Lago, play golf, let the media complain that I'm playing golf, and then get back to work Tuesday. Folks, it is signed. It is law. The American people are responding. They are shopping. They are optimistic. Consumer confidence is up. And the only ones upset is the left because they can't find anything in the Russia investigation. We're going to talk a little bit about the Russia investigation, but really we're going to talk about McCabe. I don't want to do too much. We're going to talk about pre-filing. It's time this week. Some of the things we want to do this week. The pre-files in the Georgia legislative 2018 session. What's going on there? It looks like State Senator Josh McCoon in Georgia is very, very busy pre-filing legislation because he is running for Secretary of State. If you look at all of the legislation that State Senator Josh McCoon has pre-filed in the state of Georgia, you will see it parallels the office of Secretary of State, which he is running for statewide. Big campaign push in Georgia. I don't know your state. Fundraisers. They cannot raise any more funds after I think it's after January 8th. I think 8th is it. You're going to see a lot of big fundraisers. That is why a lot of these politicians have been out pounding the pavement, trying to meet with people, small groups, not big events, small groups, trying to get the money people or the workers behind them. They cannot raise money legally. They cannot raise money. And this is why, I'm going to say this, this is why candidate Hunter Hill took a little bit of heat for retiring in the state of Georgia, is because he did retire as a state senator. The Senate seat actually went to a Democrat, so the Senate, the Georgia State Senate, lost a Republican seat. But for some that believe that he retired not so he could just focus on running for governor, but so he can raise money. Now, I'm not saying this is the end of the world. He's a great candidate, okay? But if you're a candidate, you cannot raise money while you're in session. So there's a mad dash for governor, candidates for governor, mad dash for candidates for lieutenant governor that are serving, Secretary of State, list goes on, to do all the fundraising they can between now and January 8th. Between that and the end of session, 40 days, they cannot raise any money. And then it's a mad dash to the primary. A lot of pre-filed bills. I don't know about your state, when your state goes back to work to try to balance the budget and try to, for their 2018 session. I think it'll be interesting in 2018. I think states, okay, we'll deal with some things that will give you national interest for 2018. I'll tell you what they are a little later. But we'll talk about Georgia and some pre-filed bills. 2018, this is your year. I want to encourage you to do whatever you wanted to do in 2018. I want to encourage you to, if you have 2 branches in your business and you want to go to 3, I want you to do it. If you look at your business plan, but regardless of what it is, if you wanted to do it, this is your year. This is 2018. This is your chance. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back right after these messages, and we'll talk a little more about who's in and who's out as soon as we come back.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
Hey, and we're back. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm your host, BKP. First of all, you can follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. You can call us 706-889-9700. You can text the show, call the show. That's our 24-hour hotline. You can send us an email, chief@fetchernews.com. This is your year. This is the year that you can emerge from the basement and get your pasty white ass up and get out of your mother's basement and come up and look outside and say, oh my God, I'm not afraid to come out. This is your year. I mean, this is it. Get your ass out of the basement. You've been down in the basement living with your mama and daddy for 8 years now. Get out. It's like you came upstairs, the sun is shining. That's what 2018 equals to you. This is your opportunity to get a job. Get off the damn video games. Put them down. Put the controller down. Just put it down and walk away from it. Okay? This is your chance to go out and seek gainful employment. To come home and bring a car in the driveway and say, Mom and Dad, look what I bought. I bought a car. I don't have to borrow your car. Mom and Dad, I just rented an apartment because I have a great job. I don't have to live in the basement. This is your chance. I mean, it's like America's been in an underground bunker for 8 years now, 9. 2017, the President of the United States had to lay the groundwork. This is your year. This is your year to maybe pay back your student loans. I don't know. This is your year. I promise, this is it. Go out and do it. Come up from out of the basement. Walk those steps. You'll be okay. You poor, pasty, white-ass guy that's like 26. I see you. I see it happening. You can make it up those steps. You and your friends don't have to sit down there on the internet playing video games. You can. You can actually go to the top of the damn steps, take your earbuds out, and say hello to your parents instead of just walking around in a daze. The sun is shining in 2018. You can do it, I promise you. You can do it. We're going to be optimistic. I mean, just because we're calling you pasty-ass white kids, have you not seen these kids? They have no sunshine at all. I mean, they're wearing hats in the house all the way down over their head. You're like, what the hell's wrong with you? All right? Anyhow, where did that come from? I'm trying to be optimistic. This is your year. Now, who's in and who's out? Remember, all year long in 2017, you're going to hear, the president, remember the president didn't understand how D.C. works. He didn't understand how it works. I've always told everybody out there, all my friends, I'd say, look, anytime Trump tweets something out, watch 3 or 4 weeks later to see if something that there's not some truth in what he tweets out. Watch and see. He lays the groundwork. Well, you remember you had a White House in disarray. That's all you would see it in the Washington Post. You would see it in the New York Times. You would see it everywhere. Oh my God, White House. Sources say White House is in total disarray, okay? Internal fighting, total disarray. Trump doesn't know what he's doing. He's eating Big Macs, drinking Diet Cokes. Nobody knows what's going on. So remember this guy, Sean Spicer? Put up Sean. Sean Spicer. If you pay attention to me instead of telling Rose about Star Wars, I know what's going on in there. All right, Sean Spicer. Remember him? Just the guy who came in. This guy took a beating, a brutal beating from the press, a brutal beating. Went out every day. Sean Spicer, okay? He's out. He's out. We end 2017, right, with Sarah Huckabee Sanders. So we traded Spicer for Sarah Huckabee Sanders. All right? Sarah Huckabee Sanders just knows one thing. Kick ass and take names. Or would that be Nikki Haley over at the UN? Because we're taking names over there. This is Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And the reason, somebody said to me one time, said, quit saying Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Just say Sarah Sanders. I respect the lady's name. But I say Huckabee because this is Mike Huckabee's daughter. And I've always said, if you ever watch her in the press room, I mean, Sean Spicer was a real girl, okay? Just, you know, he tried, okay? I guess he tried. Won't go too far. But we traded up to Sarah Huckabee Sanders because her dad taught her how to kick the media in the teeth. Must have. This young lady, this is on my hero list. If I have a hero list in the White House right now, this lady's right up there because she does not take anything from the press. She doesn't back down. She stands her ground. That's one of the trades in 2017. Spicer came in, leaving with Sanders, trading up. I will be the first to admit that it takes a year, okay? No matter who walks through the door, of the Oval Office, it takes 6-7 months for there to be a balance to figure out who can do what, all right? So the best thing that happened to us in America was we did have a president of the United States that did not understand how it works. That was good for us, okay? So then we went from, then we have another one I want to talk about. You remember House Communications Director, remember the Scaramucci? Remember Anthony? He was there, 2 weeks? All right, we had Anthony Scaramucci, okay? And it was good because you had 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks that you were able to come on the show here. Everybody in America was getting to say Scaramucci, all right? You're getting to enunciate the Mucci, all right? And some do like this Scaramucci, right? Like, what the hell is wrong with you, Scaramucci? Why you say this stuff, huh? Why you go on there and say this stuff? What the hell wrong with you? And the only thing is missing a smack upside the head. Well, we had Anthony Scaramucci comes in, right? And that didn't work out. Well, we traded up. Now, this is my favorite picture. Because this is my favorite picture. You know it. And so that's communication. Sam, you didn't even wait. Did you know that? Ahead of time? Yeah. Okay. This is Hope Hicks. Hope Hicks is 28 years old.
I'm a quick learner. You don't have to tell me many times.
This is Hope Hicks. Hope Hicks is 28 years old, and this is the White House Communication Director, okay? That's some serious trading up right there. That's just my favorite picture of her in the tux, okay? At a state dinner, she wore a tux. So that's another one, in and out. How about this one, okay? Where's the other one I'm looking at? All right, Priebus. Reince Priebus, Chief of Staff, okay? Now, I have said some things here, and people are saying things, but let me say something. Priebus is the Chief of Staff, and I don't think I want to give him too hard of a time this morning. Priebus had a job to do, and a lot of people miss sometimes the head of the RNC's position. Now, this is much different than the head of the DNC, Deborah Wasserman Schultz or Donna Brazile. Their top job is cover-up, okay? Deborah Wasserman Schultz's top job was to lie, divert money from the DNC over to the Hillary campaign so they could pay for a fake dossier. Wasserman Schultz's job was to look and act very sad, concerned, and upset over the murder of Seth Rich. And then Donna Brazile was supposed to be able to come in and clean up the lies and look like she's honest. Okay, that's just some of the DNC, head of the DNC responsibilities. The truth is, the head of the RNC's job is to get their candidate elected, period. Their candidate. It's a party, okay? Some people don't like it. They're not supposed to endorse, okay? They're not supposed to endorse primary candidates. Primary candidates are running to be the party's nominee. There's a lot of that in Georgia. People will feel that an RNC chair may favor a candidate. That's wrong. So Priebus, as the RNC chair, had to play a balancing act, okay, between 17 primary candidates. This guy's phone probably rang off the hook 100 times a day, no exaggeration, 7 days a week, with one candidate feeling the RNC was slighting them, the other candidate feeling like this one's getting more attention. So Priebus had to balance that. Priebus then had to put on a convention. He's the chair of the RNC convention, national convention. All right, and by time, and he had to make sure he didn't give out the Russians too many credentials, okay, to get into the convention, like Kislyak and them, all right? So he has to put up with that. Then he has to go to the convention, and he has to come out when the nominee wants to vote is, and then the RNC has to do everything they can to get this guy elected. All right, Priebus, not my favorite guy in the whole world. But what does he do? He does the job as chairman of the RNC. He's not, you remember Steele? Remember Steele? All I can remember, I know what you're going to do. You're going to yell at me, and I can't help it. The RNC, the black guy, right? I know, you're yelling at me now. It's not fair. But so Steele's job was to get Mitt Romney elected, and he couldn't do it. All right, he failed. Priebus's job was to get, the RNC was to get Donald Trump elected. Now, he did his part with the RNC. Then, you know what? He's got to come in, and there has to be some balance. So he comes in, and he's President of the United States taps him. Now, not owing somebody financially, but the President of the United States is the kind of guy that I see that owes you for your loyalty, owes you for your hard work, and gives you the opportunity. So my opinion is Priebus was given the opportunity by the President of the United States based on, this guy never turned his back. He never turned his back. When there was media that said that the RNC was going to pull the funding from Trump, he didn't do it. He denied it. You remember when the media said that the RNC was going to pull their funding from the president? Here's what they wanted to do. And the reason I'm going down this is what happens in the presidential campaign is your party will see, because Trump was no Mike Dukakis, okay? And the party will see, what will happen is the party will see that no matter how much they spend, they're not going to win the presidency. So 3 weeks out or a month out, it has happened before that a party will pull back on the national spending and push extra funds into races they can win. A Senate race that looks like it needs a nudge, a House of Representatives race that looks like it needs a nudge, and that can happen. But the media was hoping it would with the RNC. And they put out fake reports, okay? You go through a list of fake reports. They put out fake reports that the RNC was pulling funding from Trump and going to put it into congressional races and Senate races. Furthest thing from the truth. Priebus stood up to that. They tried to create that, all right? The first thing they try to do is create that your party give up, right? They begged. They loved, and I'm just going to put it out there because we're talking about it. They loved when the Senate Election Committee, I forget how it's called, but the Republican Senate Election Committee, which they raise money, and there's a certain committee in the Senate that's just focused on getting senators elected, okay? The media loved when they pulled back the money from Roy Moore. And the media did everything, every single day to try to get the Alabama Republican Party, the Alabama Republican Party, to pull their support back. Because there's nothing better than to lose confidence in your candidate. So they did everything with Priebus, okay? Everything with Priebus to try to get him to pull back and say, Trump doesn't stand a chance, we want to lose confidence in the candidate. Previs didn't do that, so he became chief of staff, all right? Now, you got to understand, Previs comes in with everybody at the same time with these great ideas of what they want to do. Trump's got ideas of what he wants to do. Kushner's got ideas. Ivanka Trump. Steve Bannon wants to go a certain direction. I mean, everybody's got this direction. Kellyanne Conway, they all come through the door with, let's do this. All right? So maybe Previs had to herd some cats, and he didn't know how. But every day, we don't hear it anymore. When do you hear anymore? Well, the Washington Post leaks from inside the Oval Office. The New York Times leaks from inside the Oval Office. You don't hear that anymore. You don't hear it. Previs is gone, all right? And who came in as chief of staff? John Kelly, all right? General John Kelly, Homeland Security, Secretary of Homeland Security. He comes in as chief of staff. He takes Previs's place, all right? Previs out, Kelly comes in. Starts saying, hey, there'll be no more leaks. I'm going to clean this place up. So now you got Kelly. So you got to think about it. Previs didn't have the strong spine needed to run the White House, okay? I'm going to tell you, John Kelly has the ability to say, is my opinion, yes, sir, Mr. President. But if you want me to continue in this position, this is what's got to happen. And Donald Trump has the personality, I'm telling you right now, to walk away and think about it and come back and say, John Kelly, if that's what you think we need to do. Now, none of them have been able to stop the president from tweeting out, and I'm glad of that. John Kelly comes in, he's got the spine Previs doesn't have, all right? Spicer doesn't have the spine that Sarah Huckabee Sanders has. Got it? And Anthony Scaramucci cannot wear the tuxedo quite the way Hope Hicks can. That's all I'm saying. But they traded up. They balanced out the White House. Okay? They did settle some things down. But at the same time Previs was there, don't forget, they signed and got rid of a lot of regulations. Coal miners went back to work this year. Okay? And who else is out? Steve Bannon. Put up Bannon's picture. He's out. Okay? And Bannon, as far as I'm concerned, is redeployed assets of the White House. Steve Bannon was a waste inside the White House. He was there, 6 months, 7 months, maybe 8 months, 6, 7, 8 months. He reminded probably the president on a daily basis of some of the promises he made the American people. And Bannon is assets, redeployed assets. He's an asset to the President of the United States. He's not given up. They're trying to tag him with the Roy Moore loss. But in 2018, you will hear a lot from Steve Bannon. He is out. And Omarosa, I don't know why Omarosa got fired, but Omarosa is out of the White House. Okay? So that's some of the ins and outs in 2017. But President of the United States, Donald Trump, is still there. They did not impeach him this year. They will not impeach him. They will try to convince you 2018 is the year that the Democrats can take back the House and the Senate. It will not happen. We'll talk about that when we return. And, hey, Georgia House and Georgia Senate, we'll look at some pre-files. And we're going to look at all of Trump's tweets. We'll go through the President Donald Trump's tweets throughout the Christmas weekend. Sam, take us a break.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Tis the season of huge year-end discounts at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Every 2017 and 2018 Chevy is discounted deep right now. Like $5,000 off Equinox LT from $26,750, or a whopping $10,000 off new Silverado Crew Cabs from $33,695. Unwrap huge holiday savings on every Chevy at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where we make the holidays bright.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Okay, we just finished up in December our first ugly Christmas sweater contest. It was great. Congratulations to the winners. In 2018, here's something that's happening here every month. Get ready. Every month will be a new contest. Every month. We will have, you have to go and like our Facebook page, okay? Like our Facebook page, fetchyournews.com. All right? And pay attention to what we got going on. All right? So you can follow us. And you will see the new contest every month. Okay, so we will hopefully by the end of the week start January's contest, but if not, we'll have it next Tuesday up. We're working on it right now, and you have to like our Facebook page. And the winner of every monthly FetchYourNews.com FYNTV contest will be announced the final Friday of every month. Okay, so don't hesitate. Keep up with FetchYourNews.com. All right, find us on Facebook. That's one thing we want to let you know about our 2018 contest. Another thing is, we're looking at pre-filing. And before we get back into some national events, what I want you to do is, in the state of Georgia, I don't know about your state, but please pay attention of all years, pay attention to your state legislative session. All right. Some states like Illinois, okay. When will the bankruptcy bell ring for Illinois? When will the bankruptcy bell ring for New Jersey? When will the bankruptcy bell ring for Connecticut? I'm telling you, 2018 is something you want to pay attention to. Illinois has, they raised taxes, and I forget the percent, okay? They have raised taxes. I think there was an article last week that said somebody is moving out of Illinois on an average of every 7 minutes. I'm serious. There's a mass, the taxpayers are leaving the tax, they're leaving the ones that, let's say, the taxpayers are leaving Illinois. The ones that they are relying on to pay in to sustain this enormous debt, and most of that is surrounded by, okay, pensions. You cannot. This year it has to happen, okay? So there's an average of one person every 7 minutes, I think you can look it up, leaving the state of Illinois. It's the taxpayers, it's the job creators, it's the businesses. They're leaving, okay? Leaving behind only the ones that's feeding on itself, the bottom feeders, okay? But they're feeding on themselves, okay? If you are working this morning and you're a school teacher in Illinois, don't get upset, okay? I love school teachers. Just don't get upset. If you're working and you're in law enforcement, if you're working and you're a first responder, I understand you've worked in that position your whole life. So when you get your paycheck, and this is what we have no choice but to come to terms with, and you're a teacher and you get your paycheck, okay? This may anger you, but sadly enough, it's the higher levels of education that obviously are not catching on to this. All right, but when you get your paycheck, you got your union dues, because God knows you're in the union. You got your union dues. You got your state tax. You got your federal tax. You got your Social Security. You got all of these deductions. All right, and I know you think I'm talking to you like you're 10 years old, but you got all of these deductions. And then you have a gross, all right, $1,000, and then you have a balance over here, a sub balance that is $680, and that other part, you always look and say, hey, I got $1,000. You got $1,000 from the people that are leaving. You can't continue to pay yourself. It does not work. It will not work. The $1,000, when you get there, I got $1,000 a week. Okay, good for you. The people that are leaving, you need them or you can't get that. You can't keep paying yourself. So when you come back and you say, oh, well, there's $300 and some in taxes, say 3, that takes 3.5, right? Or 3.1 people to pay into that to get you back to the 1,000. Am I that far off? You can't continue to do that. If this does not make me or anyone on the right anti-first responder, anti-teacher. We just can't do it. It's over. So look at Illinois. You can't continue to pay yourself. It's not there. You can't continue. You are not the higher tax base that can pay the debt. I'm just asking you in 2018 to look at your state legislative session. It's going to help in seeing what's going to happen in 2018 nationally. Look at your state. So all of you, I don't know, but you should have a pre-file. Your state legislators should probably have to pre-file the bills. Watch the bills. I want to know how many states have this. I don't have time. Okay? I don't have time to go through every state, but I want to know This is the state of Georgia, SB 313. SB 313, okay? Sponsored by Ellen Parent. A bill to be entitled An Act to Amend Code relating to availability of instructional classes and courses to members of the General Assembly and payment of the reimbursement of expenses so as to require presentation of classes and courses related to sexual harassment. This bill, SB 313, sexual harassment, presentation of classes to General Assembly members related to require, provide definition. How many states will take this on this year versus other things that have to be resolved in your state? How many states will look at, okay? How many states will look at unfunded pensions, liabilities that you can't pay any longer? How many states will look at things that cannot be paid any longer? State of Georgia in the House, HB 7, motor vehicle hands-free telephone calls shall be conducted by drivers. By drivers, you can't have hand-free telephone. You have to have hands-free telephone, Bluetooth in your car. So look at the pre-files. We'll look at them all week. Pay attention. This is the week, okay? This week and next week, because the session in the state of Georgia, okay, legislative session in the state of Georgia, pretty positive. Doesn't start until the 8th, okay? That's what I think. The 8th, that's a Monday. So this week and next week, keep going to georgia.gov, all right, to the House of Representatives, and you will find, click on legislation, and you will find pre-files, okay? House and Senate. So this week and next week will be loaded with pre-files. I want you to watch for, we'll start talking about them. And if you want to get into discussion, I'm trying to figure out next year, I need an additional producer in here. I need an assistant producer to Sam in here, fyntv.com, because we're looking at just doing segments that deal with the legislative session. People that are down there on the floor this year, legislators, and also anybody we can get to look at these pre-files. We're looking at just doing a segment every day that for the legislative session in Georgia. So if anybody is interested in helping with that, looking at all the pre-files, if you plan to be on the floor of the House of Representatives or the Senate in the state of Georgia, and you want to come in here and help produce a segment just for state legislation, let me know. We're going to be looking at that. Now, all of the offices that are up for election, you have a governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, the list goes on. Probably the biggest ones right now are those three, and they cannot raise money once session starts. So they're out there trying to raise money now. If you want to help, and I'm not advocating for any of them, if you want to help any of those candidates, you have to do it between now and January 8th. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up our last segment of the day, talking about, here's something I want to know. You get these samplers, okay? And this is the Jelly Bean. Okay, Jelly Bean Company put out 50 individual flavors. So my nephew got a box here of 50 individual flavors of jelly beans, and I will tell you some of the flavors are great, but let me give you one that is not a jelly bean. This is not a jelly bean. It needs to stay where it belongs. Buttered popcorn is not a jelly bean. It's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
You get out of here.
Wait, Rose, what did you?
Get out of here. That's my favorite.
Are you serious? Oh my God! Oh my God! I can't believe the. All right, we'll have to argue about that. No, I can't. I'm trying the jelly beans. My nephew said try these jelly beans, so I'm like, oh my God!
I'm gonna buy you a whole box of them.
Buttered popcorn is not a jelly bean. Keep it on the popcorn where it belongs. I'm your host, BKP. Take a break.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Tis the season of huge year-end discounts at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Every 2017 and 2018 Chevy is discounted deep right now. Like $5,000 off Equinox LT from $26,750, or a whopping $10,000 off new Silverado Crew Cabs from $33,695. Unwrap huge holiday savings on every Chevy at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where we make the holidays bright.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Sorry here, got to replug my phone back in. All right. Okay, what am I after here? Let's go through the Trump tweets. Let me double check and make sure while the show was on. Okay. Here's a new one I don't have up, so let me read this one first. Within the last hour, wow, at Fox and Friends, dossier is bogus, okay? Clinton campaign DNC funded dossier, FBI in capital words, this is from the President of the United States in capital letters, FBI after all this time, verify claims and dossier of Trump-Russian collusion, FBI tainted, and they used this crooked Hillary pile of garbage as a basis for going after the Trump campaign. How concerned are you about the FBI and where we stand with the FBI? Let's go with the FBI 1. These are some of the tweets that the president put out. I just read that one. Let's go with this other one, FBI 1. It says, how can FBI Director Andrew McCabe, the man in charge, along with leaking James Comey of the phony Hillary Clinton investigation, including her 33,000 illegally deleted emails, be given $700,000 for his wife's campaign by Clinton puppets during an investigation? We have talked about that on the show. How many times, Put up Andy McCabe. It says Andy McCabe. He is the Deputy Director, Andy McCabe of the FBI. We know that Andy McCabe, Peter Strzok, lead Chief Investigator for the FBI, and Lisa Page, FBI attorney, were sitting in Andy McCabe's office when they decided that the dossier, my words, should be the insurance policy. So this is Andy McCabe. This is a president. He tweets out December 23rd at 3:27 p.m. How can Andy McCabe, the man in charge, along with leaking James Comey? Now, we talked earlier in the show about the people that are gone and the people that are in now. And guess who else is gone that we did not put up this year? James Comey is gone. So the breaking news, do you notice that the Washington Post, and New York Times says Priebus, Sean Spicer, Priebus, Sean Spicer for the most part. Some of the people in the White House are gone, and James Comey is gone. You don't have the New York Times bombshell, because I watch MSNBC every morning. Not by choice that I want to. I'm trying to keep up with the corruption on this side, their side of the aisle. So I watch every morning at 6 a.m. And don't you notice the Washington bombshell in the Washington Post last night? Sources inside the White House. Bombshell in the New York Times. Sources inside the White House. Sources inside the FBI. Sources inside of somewhere. Do you notice that those bombshell reports are dried up on a daily basis? Who is missing with those bombshell reports now? So Andy McCabe, that's the acting director, that's FBI number 1. Let's go to FBI number 2. Former Deputy Director Andrew McCabe is racing the clock to retire with full benefits, 90 days to go. So McCabe, he goes through 17 hours, about 17 hours of closed-door testimony where he can't remember a lot of stuff, he can't remember a lot of things. He can't remember exactly what was said to Strzok. He can't remember when he signed off on certain things. He can't remember if he ever made a decision to close a file on Seth Rich. He can't remember any of that. Don't forget, Seth Rich is dead, and Seth Rich is definitely in this mix. The former murdered DNC staffer that may have been the leak to WikiLeaks of the DNC server. By the way, do you remember, did you see in the news where WikiLeaks Julian Assange's Twitter account went down for a short period of time? Interesting, So former director Andrew McCabe is racing the clock. We talked about this on and on. He's going to retire. And the president says 90 days to go. And let me tell you why this president, people are going to say, well, he's taking on the FBI director, Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. He is taking on the FBI. No, because in our world, Donald Trump and my world, you do not let, in your world, you do not let the corruption go on and on. You don't let the people do what they've done and pay them and reward them. I mean, Donald Trump's used to a project manager doing a $30 million project, and the project manager being told that if he brings it in under these certain points at these certain times, he's going to get these certain bonuses, and that if he doesn't hit these certain times, there's going to be so many penalties from the bank on loans. I mean, so he's used to a project manager that doesn't hit all the returns, and he calls him in and says, "You're fired." I mean, I hate to say it like that. He says, "You're fired. You're being replaced." Okay? You have project managers who say, "I used to work for this company," but he's gone. All right? We are not used to, in the real world, of letting the level of corruption that has taken place with Andy McCabe and his wife Jill. Put Andy and his wife Jill up. Put Jill up. Okay? Donald Trump's saying this. I've said this over and over. This guy right here is Andy McCabe. You see him wearing the campaign shirt. Acting Director McCabe. His wife Jill ran for Virginia State Senate, where Terry McAuliffe, do I have a picture of Terry? That's Jill, the candidate, okay? Terry McAuliffe, I might not have sent you that, is the governor at that time of the state of Virginia, holds a fundraiser. There he is, Big Terry, with Hillary Clinton. He brings Hillary Clinton in to help fundraise, okay, for his PAC in Virginia, where ends up $700,000 finds its way from Hillary Clinton's friend. There you go, Terry McAuliffe. This is the guy that co-signed for Bill and Hillary's house, okay? $700,000, go back to Jill and Andy, $700,000 of this fundraiser finds its way into Jill McCabe's campaign for state senate, which Andy McCabe is the acting director of the FBI, which Andy McCabe, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page, along with James Comey, and the list goes on, doing everything they can to make sure Donald Trump is not the next president of the United States. But he is rushing to retire with full benefits in 90 days, okay? Here's one, FBI number 3. We don't have time to go into the details on this one. Wow, FBI lawyer James Baker reassigned, according to at Fox News. This attorney, we don't have time to go into that. He got reassigned. We're trying to understand how, when you don't do your job, we're trying to understand when you are in a situation here in the real world that you may have been part of corruption, you may have been part of breaking the law, you may have been part of collusion. We're not talking about Russian collusion. The collusion within Secretary of, Loretta Lynch, Bill Clinton, Obama, Hillary, all the above. We're trying to figure out in the real world, when you are possibly a part of that collusion, why you're getting reassigned, okay? Reassigned and not fired. Okay, here is FBI number 4. This is President Trump. He's busy. This is Christmas Eve. At Fox News, FBI Andrew McCabe, in addition to his wife getting all the money from Mr. Clinton's puppet, okay? That's Terry McAuliffe, okay? That's who he's talking about, Clinton's puppet. He was using, allegedly, his FBI's official email account to promote her campaign. You obviously cannot do this. These were the people who were investigating Hillary Clinton. McCabe, they're part of the Hillary Clinton investigation. He's using the official email, okay, for campaign reasons, okay, to promote his wife's campaign. Folks, you have to understand, you may look at me right now and say, okay, what's the big deal? You cannot, okay? I will tell you this, I have gotten used to, I didn't realize how detailed it is. I mean, I'm not going to mention any names, but I know people with Doug Collins' campaign, and they have to take their badge off to have certain conversations, or they can't have certain conversations. I mean, you can ask some of these people if they're following the rules. I mean, I have people from the campaign, from Congressman Collins' office that say, you can only contact me on this email pertaining to this, which I understand, okay? I cannot send an email on this email address. You out there, if you're not used to dealing with them, you may not understand this, but I have gotten several text messages or emails that say, I cannot respond to your question on this email. And they just can't, all right? I have to take my badge off. I cannot be wearing my badge saying I'm a part of the representative's staff to even have a conversation like this. It happens. So what's the big deal? You're going to say, well, what's the big deal if the FBI's email, he didn't click his personal email for a campaign, something on his wife? Let me tell you what the big deal is. What if this was Michael Flynn? And there was 2 emails. What if Michael Flynn, what if Mueller had 2 emails from an account that was on the President of the United States.gov account from Flynn that were accidentally sent to a Russian? There would be more charges. They would be breaking news. They would be bombshell reports. Just 2 emails. What if an email, let's see, are we looking at Don Jr.'s emails now? What if one email was sent by Jared Kushner from a .gov address to somebody concerning Kislyak that was not, what if? I know you might say, well, he's using his email. Yes, folks. Let's go ahead because I wanted to do all of them. Let's go to Trump's insider polls, and this is another tweet. This is another one. The tax cut reform. This was December 24th at 3. He's getting ready for Christmas Eve. He's getting ready to call kids. So it's 3:35 in the afternoon, Mar-a-Lago. He finished the early round of golf. He told all of his friends already, hey, you rich people just became a lot richer after I signed the tax thing. So let me go ahead and throw this tweet out. The tax cut reform bill, okay, including massive Alaska drilling and repeal of the repeal of the highly unpopular individual mandate, brought it all together as what an incredible year we had. Don't let the fake news convince you otherwise, and our inside polls are strong. Folks, I watch every morning, so when they have new polling data and the president's polls, I go over it on the show every day. When they come out, the president's, MSNBC, Washington Post, NBC polling says that Trump is losing with white uneducated voters in Alabama. Trump is down 12 points with women. Trump is down 18 points with independents. I have always said I do not believe the polls. I don't believe people are sitting at home waiting for a polling question in a phone call. I don't believe it. And I believe the people that are actually out there working every day don't have time for this nonsense. Democrats and Republicans. There's a couple Democrats that have a job out there. They're busy also. So the internal polling, he's saying, is our inside polls are strong. All right. We talked about this. We'll just do it again because earlier in the show, Merry Christmas. People are proud to be saying Merry Christmas again. I am proud to have led the charge against the assault of our cherished and beautiful phrase, Merry Christmas. All right. And here's one. Let's do Trump Obamacare. All right. This one here, Trump Obamacare. Based on the fact that the very unfair, unpopular individual mandate has been terminated as part of our tax cut bill, which essentially repeals overtime Obamacare, the Democrats and Republicans will eventually, eventually come together and develop a great new health care plan. Now, let me just focus on that a minute, and then I want to close today with a little bit about the UN, the United Nations. Based on the fact that the very unfair, unpopular individual mandate has been terminated, okay? The mandate is gone. Now, we talk about this all the time because the media doesn't want to talk about it because they're in love with Obamacare. Obamacare is not over, people. You can still sign up. Obamacare is still the law of the land, all right? Law of the land. There's two big things happening here that they won't talk about. Obamacare is the law of the land. You can still sign up. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed that nothing has changed to tell the insurance carriers they have to go up on their premiums, go down on their premiums. Nothing has changed. The Trump administration has changed nothing. There's two major things that they did not want you to know, okay? They did not want you to talk about, not just not know. They didn't want you to talk about. The two crutches, and I'm not talking about Tiny Tim's two crutches. I'm talking about the two Obamacare crutches they did not want to speak of. That will require them, Democrats or Republicans, to do something. And the president will sit back in 2018 and watch them do something. One crutch, cost sharing reduction payments, okay? CSRs. When Tom Price, former HHS secretary, and they were talking over and over and over about Obamacare. And you remember the House repealed it, okay? And we discussed, we weren't totally excited about it, but the Senate did nothing with it, okay? We couldn't get it done. You remember the John McCain's famous thumbs down move, okay, on Obamacare. We got all that. But that's when we started talking about cost-sharing reduction payments, which comes across as sounding so nice. Cost-sharing. Okay, if you have millions of dollars, you should share the cost in my health care. You should help pay for it. And we made fun of it here on the show, and we said we should have cost-sharing reduction payments for cars. You go out and buy a $30,000 car. It's a lot of money. And you have the manufactured rebate, so why should it be the manufacturer? So you go out and you sit down with the dealer and you say, hey, this is $30,000, okay? And it's $30,000. Manufactured rebate is $5,000, so it's down to $25,000. So you've got my payment down to $500 a month. So my payment's down to $500 a month. Now put in my $250 cost sharing reduction payment because of my income level. Now, if you really went, okay, to a car dealer and you had to do your paperwork, and when you go to finance, remember, you take it to a car dealer, you go look at the car and you love the car, you test drive the car, and you know, the guy tells you what all it can do, and now the seat warms up, and your ass is real hot, and you like it, and all the above, right? You couldn't be more excited. Then there's that last office. Let me take you to the finance guy, right? Sit down, and he wants to sell you undercoating and, you know, extra protection for your wheels and everything like that, and tire tread protection and everything. He's got all that. You sure you want to X that out? But then you get down to the money. Now, what if you were sitting in that car finance office and that guy or lady was looking at you, that man or woman was looking at you and saying, okay, now how many kids do you have? What the hell? I don't have any. I'm buying the minivan because, you know, we're thinking about it. Okay, how many, and what is your income? Oh, okay, I can see that. And how long have you been at your job? Okay, I can understand that. And what is your rent? And okay, I understand that. How many kids do you have? Well, cost sharing reduction. Okay, The government's come back and said your cost sharing reduction payment is $250. Oh, good. So your car is really $500 a month, but your cost sharing reduction payment is $250. So you're only paying $250. Somebody out there in mystery world in the sky is paying the $250 to the person that took your debt. Whoever accepted your debt, your bank, GMAC, is there such thing as GMAC anymore? Or am I just old? Okay, Ford Fine, whoever took your debt, they're getting your $250 and somebody else's $250, so they're happy. That's called the insurance company. That's called cost sharing reduction. You don't care. The federal government's sending the payments. Now here's the thing, the two crutches on Obamacare. Guess what the court said? The court said that the House of Representatives, which they are the ones, House of Representatives, because a lot of people don't pick up on this, the House of Representatives is responsible for spending, right? So the court says that cost-sharing reduction payments are against the law. They were never budgeted, and you cannot spend them. That President Barack Obama, on this crutch of Obamacare, was breaking the law. It's in court. You can't send these cost-sharing reduction payments. It's not legal. So that's one crutch they got to solve, right? The second crutch, the mandate. Remember John Roberts? All right, Chief Supreme Court. Okay, he come out and remember, you cannot mandate the American people to buy something. All right, they still call it an Obamacare individual mandate, but John Roberts deemed it he marked it a tax. It said the government had the right to tax you. Okay. So why did the media not talk about a tax repeal on the American public? Because it sounds better. They want you to believe that Children's Health Insurance Program is going to be defunded. It's a lie, okay? They really should have sold this tax plan with the mandate of not only tax reform, we're repealing the tax. Because that's what it was called. So here's your two crutches of Obamacare. You got your cost-sharing reduction payments against the law. The court said it. You got your mandate. It's been repealed. The American people do not have to pay that mandate. They repealed that tax. So what happens? Obamacare is still alive. It's still there. What happens? Okay? All right. I want to finish up because I want to go to one thing here. I only got 7 minutes. How many of you are upset? Now don't get all excited that Guatemala's going to build their, it's not a mad rush to Jerusalem, folks, okay? So Guatemala has announced that they will go, and Guatemala has announced that they will go, and Guatemala has announced that they will go and build their embassy in Jerusalem, following the Americans, okay? That's what they promised. It's not that big a deal. I think Guatemala is doing that, okay, in hopes that we don't, send back all the Guatemalans that are at the chicken plant. I know, why do you get upset with me? I'm not mad. I'm not saying it's bad. But, go over to the chicken plant and find out how many Guatemalans you have there. All right? So, Guatemala's hoping we don't send everybody back from the chicken plant. And you are too. You're hoping you don't, because let me tell you something, okay? You always keep going over there on Sunday and, you got the fried chicken. We can't run all the Guatemalans off in one day. Or, we have a chicken shortage, especially for Sunday dinner in the South. That would be bad. All right. Now, I know. You just got upset with me, and I really don't care. So Guatemala, they want to make a deal with us. They want us to take it easy on sending all the Guatemalans back. And, so they go over there. They go over there and going to put their embassy. Here's the kicker. U.S. slashes United Nations budget by $285 million following stunning Jerusalem rebuke. $285 million. The United States announced a $285 million cut in the United Nations bloated budget for next year, negotiated by the UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. A statement by the United States mission to the United Nations reads, this is how it reads, today the United Nations agreed on a budget for the 2018-19 fiscal year. Among a host of other successes, the United States negotiated a reduction of over $285 million off of the 2016-17 final budget. In addition, these significant cost savings, we reduced the United Nations bloated management and support functions, bolstered support for key U.S. properties throughout the world, and instilled more discipline and accountability throughout the UN system. All right? UN, you're on notice. The move follows a contentious week at the UN after 128 nations voted in a stunning rebuke of President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. You will recognize us. You will. We have bolstered spending to NATO, not just from us, from the world. You will recognize us. Now you might be saying, well, $285 million is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. Folks, $285 million is a lot of money in the American people. The media will come back. They're probably spinning it this morning. The media will come back on our standing in the world. How Trump has hurt us in the world. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Tomorrow, let's talk about Trump standing in the world in year one. Let's talk about their every day. We got you now, Mr. President. You remember, it seems like it's just yesterday we had a hurricane in Texas, a hurricane in Florida, and a hurricane in Puerto Rico. I remember they took the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico, to help try to bolster, and it didn't hit. See, in Texas, that was supposed to be Trump's Katrina. Okay? In Florida, that was supposed to be Trump's Katrina. And how could they not make these natural disasters turn into something so bad where the American people turn on the President of the United States? It didn't work. Okay? And then Puerto Rico, a territory. And they tried everything to turn Puerto Rico into Trump's Katrina. I'm your host, VKP. It's 9:58. It's a great morning in North Georgia. We're glad you're with us. It's cold. There's snow on the ground in other parts of the country. We always got to check. You could be within seconds of the president tweeting out, what is your favorite Christmas movie? We've been talking about that. We'll talk about that more throughout the week. What do you have a New Year's resolution? Rose, let's write that up. See if what everybody's New Year's resolution is. Now I know one, and I try to not say too much because people it gets all personal, and I'm not trying to get personal, but work out anytime, 24 hours, right? Is that the name of it, Rose? Work out anytime? Okay, work out anytime over here in East Ellijay Shopping Center, over in the East Ellijay Shopping Center. Okay, work out anytime has a treadmill there for you. I'm just saying, and for me too, all right? For me too. Just saying. I mean, you know what happens? It's now time. Okay? Now, I like to say things that people look at me like, I don't believe you just said that, okay? But I was over at Workout Anytime the other day. That's the name of it, right, Rose? Workout Anytime? Can you give me a thumbs up? Thank you. So I'm over at Workout Anytime the other day, and I'm looking around, and I'm looking at the treadmills, and I'm saying, right after Christmas, I got to get my fat ass on one of these treadmills. I'm sorry. I know. I could have made it to 10 and I didn't. So I'm just saying, What's your New Year's resolution? Let's talk about that this week. I think we stayed pretty positive today. I think it was a positive show. Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Let's go. We'll be back tomorrow.